What up, boys? Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Classic WoW Hardcore is out, and yes, I am enjoying it. We're having a good time. But the video I want to make on there, it's going to take me a little bit more time, so, let me cook. But in the meantime, I did still want to make a video because I've been enjoying making videos on this channel. So what I wanted to try to do today is read my comments. More specifically, the angry comments, because, well, World of Warcraft players are very just not on the same wavelength. Almost every WoW player I know has completely different ideas and thoughts of the game, and a lot of them are very vocal and very angry when they hear somebody else's opinion and they don't like it. So today I'm going to be reading a bunch of my hate comments and angry comments and replying to them, laughing at them, whatever we want to do, really. But before we get into the negative comments, I do want to give a shout out to all the positive comments I've gotten over the past few weeks. I'm only a handful of videos into making WoW content, and I never expected to get this many views, likes, comments, and engagement. It's super cool to see, and I'm glad we're growing a little bit of a community here, and I'm having a good time, and I'm gonna keep making videos. So shout out to all the positive comments and people who enjoy the videos. Much love to y'all, but let's start reading some of these comments. First, I'm gonna read comments from my very first WoW video where I called it Classic WoW Hardcore is Falling Apart? ? And I think this one is the one that has the most hate comments, but we'll see. Saying WoW is dead is getting old now. It appears to be alive, so shut up and do your thing. Right here, boys, we have the classic example of somebody who saw a title and thumbnail, assumed what the video was about, didn't watch it, and then left an angry comment. Because, well, I have never once said WoW is dead on any of my videos. I think WoW is alive and well and doing great. This video name is just getting clickbaits, literally. Quote, falling apart doesn't mean when some randoms try for a week how it is to play HC and then give up or die before level 20 to 30. There was no research or anything put into video, you just saying what you hear from other people. As for example, basic rules on Turtle WoW Hardcore denies all your thinking about how it should and shouldn't be. Now there is more to this comment, but I wasn't gonna press read more as soon as he started using Turtle WoW as his argument. Listen, I got no hate for people who want to play private servers, but at the end of the day, they're private servers. They're not real servers. They could be shut down at any moment, and Turtle WoW did not create hardcore. Hardcore is not even something that was created within WoW. Hardcore is a game mode where when you die, you're just dead. And that's all a lot of us just wanted. And a lot of people got mad saying my video was clickbait because I said WoW Hardcore was falling apart in my title. But what they fail to realize is there was a question mark at the end of the title, meaning that the title was a question, not an answer. Please let it die so I can stop seeing HC content recommendations instead of Wrath of the Lich King recommendations like I want. Now, I really need somebody to tell this guy how YouTube works, okay? If you don't want to see hardcore content recommendations, just don't click on them. When you see one and you click on it and then you engage in it by leaving a comment, that tells YouTube, hey, this guy probably wants to see more of this. I didn't even know this was a thing. Completely stupid idea. Oh no, I disconnected and a monster killed me? So dumb. One life play is not compatible with an MMO that fails with a connection issue or some lag. I'm actively furious at what a dumb idea this is. Well, if you're actively furious at this game mode being a dumb idea, then just don't play the game mode. I don't really know what to tell you there. Dang, it's almost like this game from 2004 wasn't designed for hardcore at all. Dang. Yes, this game wasn't designed for hardcore. Just like almost every game ever isn't designed for speedrunning, but speedrunners still do it, and there's a huge community around that. People love to play games in ways they weren't meant to be played. What are we talking about here? Hardcore will be a fleeting moment in WoW. It's a gimmick to give people a reason to play WoW Classic again since Blizz killed the servers by advancing into TBC and Wrath. Blizzard just needs to put out a vanilla again and let it live in infamy with no transitions into other expansions. Just let official vanilla live. Does this guy not realize what servers we've been playing on? Ever since they released TBC Classic, we've still had a vanilla server the whole time, and you could have kept your characters on there the whole time. This guy just doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's just saying things. Lol, it's solo self-funded, not found. I mean, it's good to find yourself, but the challenge is to only survive on your own funding. I've heard a few people call it that. I had to speak up. I just had to. Well, one Google search will let you know that you're wrong, and it is called solo self-found. Sorry. I feel like hardcore would be more appealing if when you died you could just convert to softcore. Now, I'm not trying to hate on this guy because he probably just doesn't know. You can do that. When you die on the hardcore servers, you can transfer to any of the regular classic servers for free.
Because SSF is the definition of hardcore. Go play softcore or retail if you want to trade, use the auction house or whatever. Those are such simple effing community rules you have to follow for the hardcore experience. Nobody is forcing you to play hardcore if you don't like the rules. Go play softcore then, Jesus.
I don't know what Jesus had to do with this, but I feel like people always forget once again that WoW wasn't the first game to do hardcore. So, it's kind of a universal game mode where when you die, you just don't come back. He's saying nobody's forcing us to play hardcore. Well, if you want to play a solo self-found, nobody's forcing you to trade with people and party up with people. I don't understand.
Those people were so dedicated that they got Blizzard to give them their own server. First specialized group to do that in WoW history.
Did this guy kind of forget all the fighting we had to do to get WoW Classic in the first place? Has it been that long that people forgot?
Why was he banned off Twitch? You can't prove he griefed in Nax.
Now, this comment was about the Judgment Day, where this guy got 36 people killed in a Nax Ramus raid. And sure, we can't prove he griefed in Nax, but we could also, turn off our brains and act like they don't work for a second.
If they can change the definition of boy and girl, they can change the definition of hardcore.
What is this guy talking about? What?
Wait until GDKP hits hardcore servers. Gold sellers and bots. We will see then what you say about trading in auction house.
Well, I'll say the same thing that I say about it on Wrath servers. Blizzard should do something about it. That's it. That's all there should be to that conversation. It's Blizzard's responsibility, not ours.
So the guy that doesn't play hardcore is telling us that trading and auction house aren't a big deal. Not surprising. It's always these people that don't play the game and try to force their stupid worldview onto other people that do play the game. If the add-on rule set was bad, why did hardcore only start growing after the rule set started being used?
Well, the rule set was actually being used for a long time, and hardcore, people played it, but it wasn't as big as it was recently. If we want to get honest, why did it get so big? I don't know. Maybe World of Warcraft came out on Wrath and it was kind of too hard for a lot of players and they needed something else to do. But I'm not going to go full on that argument because I wasn't playing Wrath, so I didn't get hit by the wall of World of Warcraft and I still came to hardcore. I just came because a lot of people were there and it was fun. And that's it on my hardcore classic first video. But let's move on to my next video where I talked about returning to retail. And where I also talked about ideas that I had for retail WoW, and people were not big fans of that either.
Quote, I love legacy content. Please let me skip straight through it so I don't have to play it.
Retail players are so weird. Now, he said this because I said I wanted skips for old raids that you solo. Yes, I do like legacy content, but I don't like legacy content where I just one-shot everything and it's just a dumb hour to get through something. The legacy content I like is time walking, raids, and dungeons. But I also do enjoy going back to farm old mounts and transmogs, and sometimes, I don't want to spend an hour running through a place, one-shotting everything, and going through dumb RPs.
Anyone who calls it retail WoW in 2023 doesn't play this game, lol, and thusly, your super negative opinions don't matter to anyone in the real game. Please stay over there, /points left, and keep farming decade-old content in meaningless areas, lol, as your quote here, the new stuff, ahahaha.
Listen, I don't know what this guy was talking about. I kind of just stopped after he said nobody calls it retail WoW. Has this guy ever opened the folder for World of Warcraft? Do you see what it says right there? It says retail. That's kind of how you differentiate the two WoWs.
1 month leveling, 1 month setting up keybinds, macros, and add-ons, 1 month of coaching, some $20 for a token. Then one can start having fun, but one still won't know what half of the spells in-game do. To be competitive, one has to learn all the classes and practice the entire season.
Well, listen, man, if you're taking a month to level, I don't really know what that's kind of on you. I can get to level 60 in a day, but I've been playing a long time, so I won't get there. But a month setting up your keybinds, I don't know how that takes that either. You're saying it takes you 3 months to get to max level, and I don't know anybody who's ever bought coaching and took a month of coaching. He's complaining that to be competitive, you have to learn all the classes and practice. Yeah, that's kind of how competitive stuff works. You kind of have to learn the game. I don't know.
Your suggestion on having all armor types on a single character is terrible, removing even more boundaries.
Now, I don't know if this guy's actually arguing against what I said or doesn't know what I said. All I said was that I wanted to collect all transmogs for all the different types of armor on legacy content. I don't know what boundary exactly that would be removing. Maybe the boundary of, oh man, I just got this super cool transmog, but it's for my class that I can't use. Damn, I guess I have to delete it now, even though there's nobody else to give it to because I did this by myself. Like, what are you talking about? Now, another way to fix this problem would just be to have all gear be account bound, but I know players aren't ready for that conversation yet.
WoW 2 is never gonna happen, and it's a good thing. It would be an absolute waste of time and resources. It would have zero content compared to retail, and you would play it for a week or two and then quit.
Well, of course it's gonna have almost no content compared to retail because retail has been developed for 20 years now. What is this guy talking about? And by this logic, that means that they should never use resources to make a new game ever again. Why not? Why use those resources on a new game when you could just keep adding to WoW?
What a small brain take on the game. You people really just want everything handed to you, huh?
Now, I have no idea what this guy's talking about because he didn't give really any context to which one of my points he was talking about.
All in all, a ton of terrible ideas. Looms should be removed. Why should a more established and experienced player have it easier? WoW is WoW 2. What makes you think another version in any way would improve things? If anything, it would be more blatantly pay to win, probably, with the best gear only available for real money. Why create a sleight of hand partnership with boosters when you can just offer the result without a middleman?
Let's go after this first part before we get to the second part of his comment. In my video, I kind of gave my idea of what I would like for a WoW 2. And this guy's argument is that my idea for WoW 2 would be terrible because all the gear would be pay to win and for real money. This was my idea for a game in a fantasy land. I know it's not gonna happen, but you can't just come into my idea and say how it's gonna be.
Also, if a game losing 90% of its players isn't dead, I don't know what does dead mean to you. As long as there are 10 people playing and cross-realm brings them together, so it seems there are people in the world, which is, by the way, increasingly harder to do, increasingly harder to fake a healthy population.
Listen, I don't know what he was saying in the second half of this sentence, but he's saying losing 90% of his player base is dead. Okay, well, WoW's max player base at one point was 12 million, and losing 90% of that would be 1.2 million. Now, 1.2 million players is dead to this guy? What are you talking about? If WoW is dead with 1.2 million players, I guess every game ever is just dead. Except for, obviously the bigger games. And for our final comment of the evening, I'm not hating on this guy. I think greens are okay to use, and I wouldn't mind playing an official classic retail server. An official classic retail server. What does that mean? Anyways, this video is just kind of me making it for fun, just as like a filler video in between. I got a hardcore video in the works, so make sure you guys look out for that. Make sure you guys also follow me on Twitch. I'm gonna start streaming soon, I promise. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Like the video if you enjoyed. I guess dislike it if you didn't. I'll see you guys next time.